From KALW, this is Sights and Sounds, your weekly guide to the Bay Area art scene through the eyes and ears of local artists. I'm Janae Darden. My guest this week is writer Alexandra Costules. Hey, Alexandra.
Hey, Janae.
Alexandra is founder and executive director of the SF Creative Writing Institute, and they have great classes with incredible Bay Area writers. I've taken a class there. But right now, we're going to hear Alexandra's suggestions for Bay Area writers to check out. First up is The Second Shooter by Nick Mamatas. This sci-fi thriller is about a journalist working on an investigation report about mass shootings involving two shooters. He teams up with an immigrant family and find out there's a techno-mystical plot to destroy America. Someone doesn't want him to complete his investigation because he's being followed by drones, attacked by the media. Even his editor is against him. What do you like about Nick Mamatas' writing, Alexandra? And have you read the book?
Well, I haven't read the book yet, but I'm really excited to read it because Nick Mamatas is a great writer and he's really good at plot. He's a master storyteller. When I first met him, he had published 6 novels and now it's like up to 11.
Wow.
And I've only known him for like 5 years or so. So he's been writing a book a year, publishing sometimes 2 in a year. And he's really good at plot. So he's good at teaching plot, and then he works in multiple genres, but he always brings in interesting lyricism into the work, even though it's fiction. And I like how he integrates Greek American characters as the protagonists often. Like you could tell Steve Karras, a Greek American protagonist.
And he's based in Oakland, right?
He's based in Oakland, yeah.
All right. That's The Second Shooter by Nick Mamatas. Pick up a copy at your favorite local bookstore or online. Your next pick is Blood on the Fog by Tongo Ison Martin. The San Francisco poet laureate writes about love and loss, family, and faith. In his latest collection, Tongo is known for challenging us to think about what's going on in the world, especially when it comes to race and injustice. Have you read this book, or just give some feedback on Tongo's writing? Tongo has been coming up a lot in Sights and Sounds recently. So.
I can imagine. I can see why, because he's amazing. Tongo Ison Martin's work is, I told him this, I think he's going to be remembered after his time. Like he'll be one of the people that, you know, are in the history of literary writers in the Bay Area. And I've heard a lot of I don't have the book yet. I'm trying to get it, but I want to read it. And I've heard him perform a lot of poems from this book at SF Creative Writing Institute readings. In particular, Dispatches from Quarantine, and then some of our Right from the Gut. And I think his lyricism is amazing, and his improvisation and surrealism is amazing.
That's Blood on the Fog by Tongo Ison Martin. And your final pick is Saint 1001 by Daphne Gottlieb. In this novel, the character S corresponds for decades with her first love, J. But S can't tell J what happened to her in an alley with a group of men. S is dealing with trauma and depression. And according to the book, this is a description from the book, quote, S finds a way back into her skin through the strangers she meets online for sex. And the retellings of her adventures titillate Jay, who urges her to do more encounters, end quote. This book has a lot going on. Mystery, crime, erotica, mental health. The reviews have been really interesting. I don't even want to tell too much because I feel like with the reviews, I learned too much. Daphne is based in San Francisco. Daphne, this book, if you're listening. But Alexandra, tell us more about Daphne and her writing.
Yeah, Daphne Gottlieb's an amazing writer, and she's a poet and a performance poet, but she also writes fiction. So it's kind of a weaving. She has this way of weaving in its epistolary, which means that it's told like letters, but it's like Craigslist casual encounters. And then it's got like a weaving of the footnotes, kind of like House of Leaves. And for that, I want to read it, just for that structure.
Yeah, it sounds very interesting. That's Saint 1001 by Daphne Gottlieb. You can order it through madhat-press.com. And by the way, all the writers mentioned today have taught at the SF Creative Writing Institute. I've been speaking with Alexandra Costules, founder of the SF Creative Writing Institute. Sign up for classes at sfwriting.institute, and they welcome all levels. To learn more about any of the things you heard about today, visit kalw.org and make sure to subscribe to the Sights and Sounds podcast, which is available wherever you get your podcasts. This episode of Sights and Sounds was engineered by James Rowlands and produced by me. I'm Janae Darden.